Liverpool fan in Japan.
Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man Sai. That was an invaluable point. That draw is exactly why I believe Liverpool will win the league. Now you're going to want to watch this video because I'm going to make some very, very key and crucial points for any of you negative people out there. Not negative in the sense that you're negative by nature, just people who are negative on that particular result and that particular game, because Nottingham Forest played amazingly. Sales had a worldie, a blinder in goal. Murillo, absolutely fantastic. A Brazilian against Colombian, it's heritage, right? Someone said that in my Discord. Snuffed out Lucho Diaz. Lucho Diaz isn't the most clinical, taking the touch and slotting it away. He is an enigma, a wild card up front. And actually, you may have noticed, but we may not have noticed, that we win a lot more games when Darwin Núñez starts up front, not because of Núñez's on-the-ball contributions, but the intangibles of what the opposition have to do and set up, and the mindset when he's on the pitch. Salah also plays better and more effectively from the start when Núñez is on the pitch, but I digress just a little bit. That's a different point. One of the points made in the Discord was, why do teams score against us early? Why are they able to score against us early? Why do we concede in the first 15 minutes? Well, the tactical reasoning behind that is the opposition have patterns of play and set up in a way that Arne Slot will not be aware of. Now, you can do all the tactical analysis that you want, but teams have the opportunity at the start of the match to surprise you. And it's not until you see what the opposition are trying to do or likely to do, or their positioning or their personnel or their shapes, that you can adjust to it on the fly. Now, I described the exact way Nottingham Forest would score against us if they scored, and they'd have one or two opportunities in this kind of manner, and they actually had two clear opportunities in this manner, one of which Chris Wood scored early on the counter-attack, on the break, getting it out wide. If he can jink inside and cut inside and find the lateral ball to the number 10, who can slide the ball into the opposite winger, who will get a shot away across goal, that is the route to goal for the opposition, especially Nottingham Forest, on the counter-attack on Nuno Espirito Santo. They did it to a T, exactly what I drew and exactly what I described. Well played, quality goal, nothing on Liverpool there. When you're discombobulated on the counter-attack with players in the wrong position, trying their best in desperation, they have a half chance and they scored a half chance. Great left-footed finish across the goal, into the side net, low and hard by Chris Wood, an experienced striker, right? Don't blame Alisson Becker. Positioning, diving, reactions, doesn't matter. It was a great goal, well deserved, okay? But Liverpool got back into it. Now, we didn't have the best of first half chances, and a lot of people also say, why do Liverpool need half time to wake up? Why can't Liverpool play with the energy, intensity and quality in the first half as well? Well, you're only looking at it from one perspective. The opposition also have the energy. They also have the enthusiasm. They've got something to defend now. They're well ahead of the play. Every man behind the ball, lumped ball up top to Chris Wood to win the second ball, and they have the forward momentum to look forward and play forward. But if they don't have the second ball, then they got every man behind the ball, playing positions, don't necessarily press with intensity, hold your positions, and you have quality players that holding positions. It's like that Chelsea under Mourinho right now. Nottingham Forest aren't Chelsea, but Nottingham Forest have disciplined players with qualities, the right qualities for that system. Milenkovic and Murillo, great at the back. Right, we know all about Nico Williams. He's pacey and adds the dimension as a third centre-back, surprisingly, to snuff out Salah's opportunity to get in half space. You'll notice more and more that Salah really couldn't get into that inside forward half space position because Forest did not give an opportunity for him to get in that position. Yates did a cracking job as well. And in the 10th position, Gibbs-White works hard and plucks between the lines and is always a threat to connect the play up to Elanga and Cullen Hudson-Odoi as well. They're also very, very capable of beating our fullbacks on the outside, especially when they got momentum. So Trent can't necessarily bomb forward too much. And speaking of Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, head down, focusing on defensive duty. He should have got and could have got 2 assists. He had a pretty decent game, but relying on him too much is never the recipe because he's a one-track focus, linear, tunnel-visioned assist playmaker from central pitch, because he tried inverting into the middle as well. But luckily for him, and this season, Slot has not made him the primary playmaker. The primary playmaker is Mo Salah, who also got snuffed out on that side, which means the other players had to step up. And my goodness, did they step up. But Liverpool fans, you have to thank me, especially the Discord once again. I woke up and I made the impact off the bed. Right? It was a 5 a.m. kickoff. I got up. As soon as I got up, I saw the substitution signs for Jota and Tsimikas. I was like, right, there's our boys. We're 1-0 down. It must have been a frustrating half. I read through the chat log in the Discord. Obviously, I've watched that the game back now. It was a frustrating game to that point. And then within, what, a minute, we scored. We scored. I had my bathroom break. I came back and I said, right, let's go win this now. So yes, you know the impact that I have off the bed, right? I'll continually do it at the right opportune times. I might sleep through it one time. We might end up with a loss, but hey ho, a boy needs to sleep. Get the beauty sleeps. Get rid of those wrinkles. Wrinkles. Digressing just a little bit once again. Yeah, so now you understand that Slot really, really values intensity and legs, right? For the fact that we have the quality in the player, and towards the 60th, 70th minute, when the opposition start to tire, that is when we'll get many opportunities. He made a great point in a post-match press conference as well, in that usually Forest do not give up many opportunities. Liverpool created opportunity after opportunity. Now, for all those who want to get on the back of Mo Salah, and you know, I could be one of them because I captained him in fantasy football and he drew a blank. However, I told you, and I will say it time and time again, even in his pomp, in his peak at Liverpool, Salah never had a good shot. He does not have a good shot. He's only got a bending shot. The one exception was when he rifled and rocketed it against Chelsea. But that's a one-off. Even Sterling, I think it was against Blackburn when he's younger, can rifle a ball. But Salah is not a big shooter, and Sterling is not a big shooter. He's a volume shooter. But more important than that, he always gets in the right place at the right time because of his off-the-ball running. Now, there were calls for Chiesa to come in against him, and sure, that may come into effect. But if you were to ask me who would get into the goal-scoring positions again and again more often in the final 10-15 minutes, it's probably Mo Salah, even at this stage. And I would love to see Chiesa. I'd love to see Nunez on as well. But Slot and Klopp, they make the decisions. Rather than being fearful of taking Salah off and repercussions, they want to win the game. And Salah has scored many late goals as well for the off-the-ball position. He's a volume shooter, and he would have had one or two if it weren't for courageous off the line and, you know, Sells having a blinder as well. So, look, he had opportunities. He should have laid it off back post for tap-in when he tried to bend it. A few of his shots went skyward. A few of his shots were very, very tame as well. Bodies blocking and flying in the way. It's very hard in that split moment. I would have loved to see Dominic Szoboszlai take the game by scruff of neck and have a few more pot shots from distance, because when they have low blocks and players flying all over the place, one of the routes to go, and I really hope Arne Slot learns this, as well as Szoboszlai, is deflections, right? Fatty Frank Lampard, where's the burgers? He made a career on scoring billions of goals, and a handful of them were massive deflections with a huge shot elevated off the ground. You can't always, as a defender, put your body and ligaments and areas of your body in the flight of the goal directly to block it. It will deflect off you somehow by hook or by crook, even deflected off a beach ball, man, past Pepe Reina. So aim for the deflections, get the dodgy goals, win the points, right? But in previous seasons, we wouldn't have won that point because we would have struggled to create clear opportunities to break down such disciplined defending. Nuno Espirito Santo knows how to set up that low block and counter with effect, because when that time when Elanga absolutely did Trent around the outside and flashed it across the face of our goal, it could have been an own goal, it could have been a sucker punch one goal, but Nottingham Forest do that by design. Don't forget that defending and counter-attacking is an art. You do your best with the players that you got against the opposition that you got. No one expects them to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool. They are hoping for the free, odd, clear chances, quality chances that they can create to score the goal. And my goodness, they created two and finished one of them. Quality Juventus teams, some of the best Juventus teams of all time. The Juventus team with Zinedine Zidane, Edgar Davids as well, right? Edgar Davids, all of the beautiful players, Pavel Nedved, Del Piero, grounded out 1-0 win after 1-0 win after 1-0 win by defending prominently, retaining possessions, waiting for the clear-cut chances, and hoping that they can finish it. A Trezeguet finish, a Del Piero finish, a Miccoli finish. They're waiting for the opportunity. Many great Inter Milan teams did exactly the same. Catenaccio, for example, 1-0 grinding out, waiting for your one or two clear-cut opportunities, finish it off, knowing that you keep a solid back line. Chelsea's all-dominating team as well. Didn't create the most opportunities, but clutch when Didier Drogba needed to score that goal, when it's an Arjen Robben, a Damien Duff, a Joe Cole, or whoever to break the deadlock. Their defence, their Gallas, Terry, Carvalho, Paulo Ferreira, Essien, Ballack, Lampard, Makaleli, everyone doing their shift as well. 1-0 and the game is over, right? So Nottingham Forest are doing it by design, doing it fantastically well, and they deserve to be top. Look at the other results. Man City conceded 2 late goals. They are in free fall in terms of form. Guardiola is divorced or divorcing. his misses after 30 years. The stress has got to him. Not sure what's happening behind the scenes there, but they're not the same. Now, people are questioning as well. Omar Mamouche, oh my God, Man City coming, making an impact. Why aren't we after Mamouche? Mamouche would be like 4th or 5th choice. There isn't really a position for him for the fact that every one of our players is a top tier player in their respective positions. Gakpo, even if he's out of the game, always has a chance. His rifled shot cutting in from the left hand side, 2 inches to the right, and I would have bent in, but fantastic save by Sells once again. Luis Diaz had an off-colour game. I don't think he's super effective against a quality low block team, but he is tasked with running between the lines, creating space and holding the ball up front. Now, I think the type of striker we need against this low block team is the one that can take a touch out of feet from a slid ball and place it in the side net, and they're very hard to find. You're talking prime Diogo Jota, prime Erling Haaland. In today's game, strikers that are available, Rando Moani, for example, Kolo Rando Moani, who are you looking, Vlasovic, they're not at the level. They're not at Liverpool's level, and these are players that were willing to be traded off to a different team like a Man United to try to regain their form. You're going to need a top class striker who can make the impact, and they're really hard to find. And our firepower is absolutely immense at the moment. I mean, don't believe me, look at this chart. For everyone who thinks our defense is struggling at the moment and why are we conceding goals, right? Look at this chart. That shows you we're clearly in and amongst the pack in goals conceded, only 2 behind Arsenal, who's supposedly the best defence, tightest defence, with a complete defensive low block, luxury Stoke, Samaladici, Arteta, dirt ball, junk ball, set piece, maestro team. And they're against Spurs tomorrow, so hopefully they concede more. If they concede 2, we're actually equal them. We're in and amongst the pack. So if we're bad defensively at the moment or in this season, then the other teams are tragically hopeless. Look at it, the stats don't lie. And the clear differential here is our firepower is immense. So before you go off trading Darwin Núñez for, the next big deal or want to throw in Jadon Danns out of the blue, right, who isn't used to a proper low block and a Premier League press and top oppositions marking him and kicking him from all sides from behind, then our firepower is actually sufficient for now. Now, one thing I would say is our midfield really need to get onto the 10 line and beyond to add the extra man to have the shots. When Curtis Jones came on and did it, we managed to hold the ball higher up. When McAllister had pot shots, they're always threatening. When Szoboszlai has pot shots, they're inching closer and closer. And everyone has stated that Szoboszlai's shots are absolutely amazing. So we need to see it. Gravenberch has a good shot from distance. But let's put a special word for Ryan Giro Gravenberch, right? He is a regen of a prime Ruud Gullit. The fact that we took Konate off and we dropped Gravenberch back into the back line next to Van Dijk, the Dutch duo, the Dutch pairing. Gravenberch plays as a half-back in that particular role because even though we've got one legitimate centre-back in Van Dijk at the back, Gravenberch steps up into the void, into defensive midfield position, and we go with a free. We go with a free, and even more risque for the fact that when Tsimikas is in here, Tsimikas acts as a wing-back. So you're almost asking Van Dijk with Trent, Gravenberch and Tsimikas in front of him, forming a barrier to hold out the opposition. Now, Nottingham Forest would have been under the cosh. They've exerted a lot of energy. They're still hoping for a counter-attack, but you can always get sucker punch like we almost did when Elanga had the run on Trent Alexander-Arnold. But it's a calculated gamble for the fact that Gravenberch is able to transition from centre-back to half-back to defensive midfield, even into the 8th position when we're on the offence to pen them in. Slot is a genius, a tactical genius, and he can manipulate the flow of the game with the personnel on the pitch. It's not necessarily a substitution that has to make the impact here, although that substitution, and as I said, as I woke up, I saw the substitution signs, Jota and Tsimikas for Konate and Robertson. Now, Robertson didn't have the best of games because, as you know, in the rondos and the build-up, he's not the most effective. He's very one-footed and he's very singular in what he can do. But his leadership, his dependency, his effort, his work rate in relationship with Van Dijk means something as well. So in this type of game, it's not well suited to Robbo. Robbo's suited to a game that's more open on the counter-attack, end-to-end kind of game. But he plugs away and does his best. This is also the case for everyone who demands a left-back to improve our title chances this season. No squad or no sane or logical operators in business and football can have 3 first-team left-back options. We already have Robertson and Tsimikas, who are legitimate first-team options. who'd get in majority of Premier League teams. And Joe Gomez, who's an outstanding left back. Obviously, he's injured at the moment. And Gomez can cover the back line on the bench. We have literally no more room on the back. So if you want to bring in a left back, Slot would never even start that left back because he trusts Robertson and trusts Tsimikas. And they have the quality and they've helped us get here so far. So without splurging for a left back, which we may get anyway in the transfer window, but it wouldn't be a starter because it needs time to adjust with the offside line, the relationship, who goes, who stays, working out the type of passing that Lucho Diaz or Gakpo wants in the wing or the transitional ball into the 8. Doesn't matter who you sign. In world football, anyone available, I don't think they start this season in the Premier League ahead of Robertson or Tsimikas. It's just facts. And if we do sign in summer, likely one of those will have to move on. But Tsimikas' left foot quality, left foot delivery, especially in delivery, I think Tsimikas' left foot, controversial or not, is better than Trent Alexander-Arnold's right foot in terms of technical ball playing. Because you see the dip and the curve and the arc. Now, Alexander-Arnold's creativity, his vision, his ability to play in open play is amazing. One of the best of all times. But on a dead ball delivery, on a stand-up cross from the deep positions, I take Tsimikas. I even take Fabio Aurelio over Trent Alexander-Arnold in terms of the delivery, the whip, the arc. The arc you can get to drop it down. Now, Trent used to be able to do that, but I haven't seen it so often. He's more of the kind of whipped variety rather than the dipping arc variety at the moment. So take that for what you will. Jota the Slotter is our most clinical finisher. Fantastic in the air as well. In fact, he's the only forward, despite how tall and physical Gakpo and Nunes are, Jota is the only forward who I would say favours heading, who actually loves to get on the end of ball at heading. He's like a Sadio Mane. No matter their stature, diminutive stature, they are absolutely criminally underrated in terms of their dominance and accuracy and power that they can generate. I remember Diogo Jota through ball with a head, right? Hit him miles ahead for the run on, right? So that's something to applaud as well. But that point is invaluable because a 6-point lead over the chasing pack with a high goal difference is a 7-point lead for the fact that opposition have to make up the differential. They have to win 2 clear games and us to drop 2 clear games, to lose 2 clear games up until the end of the season, to still be behind us on goal difference. Which means we don't have to have a 2-game differential. We have to have a 3-game differential. Literally, we have to lose 2 games and draw or lose another game. And the opposition, and Arsenal or Man City or Nottingham Forest, have to win 3 games in a row. Now, once again, alluding back to that Premier League table, if you think Liverpool are going to drop points by historic seasonal performance this or thus far, they're going to drop points and more points than us. So Liverpool fans worldwide, up the shiny one, up the red, celebrate. Celebrations. No, it's too early to celebrate. I mean, it's too early in the morning. I don't make videos at this time, but I wanted to make this to put to bed the negativity in the fan base. That was a quality, hard-fought, well-earned, decisive point in the race for the Premier League title. I am telling you, it's decisive. Arsenal got to play Tottenham. They are in injury crisis. Man City, for all their Marmoush will not perform as well as Julian Alvarez would have performed this season, and they're going to play more narrow because he's not a false 9. He likes to sit in a half space like Gakpo, Diaz and Mo Salah from either side. He can play assists. He is a baller, but he's going to need time to get used to Man City's patterns of play. And he likes to hold the ball high up as well, whereas Guardiola likes to pass the ball high up, which is why players like Grealish and Doku sometimes struggle to really make an impact in this system as well. And then you look at Arsenal with their Zubimendi apparent signing in the summer and some people blowing a gasket and saying, FSG messed up. What is Richard Hughes doing? We were looking for a first team starting 6. We chose Zubimendi. Zubimendi rejected us. Gravenberch evolved. Pokemon evolved. Put a moonstone on him into prime Ruud Gullit Rijkaard hybrid. And now he is our starting number 6. Zubimendi does not start ahead of Gravenberch as 6. Why would he come to Liverpool to be a bit part substitute player? And you don't rotate 50-50 Gravenberch and Zubimendi. It's not how it works. Gravenberch is our starting 6 for now and the foreseeable future. £100 million player. We're going to need an alternative like Endo or Maka or backup in the rotation to be that second line behind Gravenberch or to start alongside him. But we're not going to sign a Zubimendi. And Zubimendi is a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's a controller, tempo maestro. He doesn't get assists. He's not an Alonso from deep. He's not a Thiago Alcantara from deep. He's a clean player from deep. And he doesn't score like a Rodri. Rodri developed the scoring habit later on in his defensive midfield evolution behind Fernandinho, right? So, Arsenal will be good. They'll get rid of Partey, they'll get rid of Jorginho, and they'll have Zubimendi in there. Great. But Arsenal have always had technical, great ball playing skills at the base of the midfield. Always. And they play in a low block, so they start from a deep position anyway. Without a top striker or an additional goal-scoring winger, the load on Bukayo Saka is so heavy and his body is cracking under the pressure, under the continuous play, that Zubimendi does not make Arsenal more of a goal threat or better team than they are now. He's a great player to add to the mix. Great player for Arsenal. He really is an Arsenal player. He's Basque. Arteta is Basque. Arteta and Arsenal wanted him much longer than Liverpool wanted him as well. The Real Sociedad sporting director is at Arsenal as well, and his mate, Mikel Merino from Sociedad, has come to Arsenal as well. They got Ødegaard from Sociedad as well, and Isak from Sociedad went to Newcastle. They want Isak as well. There you go. They have the Sociedad loving. Arteta is turning Arsenal into Real Sociedad Stoke equivalent hybrid mix of the UK. A rainy Sociedad, for example. Right, so with that in mind, I will make a video suggested by my good friend Kim. And I have delivered the goodies, by the way, to Kim and Dennis Man. Congratulations. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and giving me great ideas. And Debs P, thank you for supporting the channel. You said you got your goods already. Really, really happy with that. Jamie Rennie, hope you got your goods too. Christian, hope you received your goods too. I sent them out, so very shortly they should be with you. Thank you everyone in Liverpool fan in Japan, all-star tier and above. Hope you got that custom Christmas card, and I've got some great shirt designs coming very, very soon, including one spectacular one that I'll wear very regularly. Obviously early morning for me, so I'm still in my PJs. This is what Ralph Lauren polo, Bears. Bears series. But yeah, going back to the overall theme, Nottingham Forest played really well, defensively disciplined, defensive stalwart performance. I give credit to him, huge credit to him, huge credit to Nuno Espirito Santo, huge credit to Chris Wood, clinical finish on his one and only real clear-cut chance. Sells had an amazing game. But look, we also need Darwin Núñez in the running because we do win more games. Look it up. We win a lot more games and Salah plays better when Darwin Núñez is on the pitch. I'm going to give you one comparison to think of, right? Leicester, their title-winning season, the amazing miracle season. Vardy scoring all the goals. Great goal scorer. He's the forward of your dreams. Vardy doesn't score as much, and Leicester don't win the league if Shinji Okazaki doesn't contribute to the intangibles. Darwin Núñez contributes to the intangibles in the way the opposition sets up, the mentality of our players, the patterns of play, the spaces and opportunities that become available just because of his existence, even if on the ball he's iffy. Just keep that in mind. And for everyone who thinks the referees are out to do us, I don't think they're biased, just slightly incompetent. Look at the Harry Maguire situation with Kai Havertz. Wow. Let's put it at that. As much as we leak goals, other teams leak more goals. As much as one or two of our players are off form, other opposition players are more off form. Rival players are off form. As much as you want to trade off our players for the next hot thing, the beautiful thing, and you want transfers, well, let's see how much of an impact these transfers that the opposition really make in this particular Premier League season. The media and the rumour mill and everything are designed to try to deflate us, to try to break our bonds, to break our momentum. Saudi Arabia, 75 million bid. Who knows, with Darwin Núñez rejected out of sight, apparently, for good reason. You don't break a winning formula. We have a winning hand, a top of the table hand in Liverpool at the moment. And if we keep the current status quo and flow, we win the league. It's as simple as that. Simples. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash a like. The best way to support this channel is through YouTube membership. Cheaper than the cheeky cheeseburger at Mackie D's. Here's what you get in a membership. Thank you so much for everyone supporting the channel. Drop a comment below what you think. Hopefully this video has lifted up your spirits. It's a quality point. Don't underestimate Nottingham Forest. Give respect to opposition. We have no entitlement to demolish anyone or even play good, but we did play good and came back and earned a hard well-earned point. Thank you very much. Early morning video. Don't want to gato. Sleep well, my UK fans, and wake up to a quality video as well. Peace. The best way to support the channel is through YouTube membership. Becoming a member will give you exclusive access to my tactical masterclass videos, as well as translations and analysis on Endo's book Duel, his vlogs, and my uncensored thoughts on other content creators. Each new member brings me closer to buying new Liverpool kits for Mushroom Boy Ato and Triple Me Mia as they grow up. Wonder Kid tier gives you priority reply to your comments, as I will see the endo emoji next to your name, as well as invites to live meet and greets in the future, member only polls for video ideas and custom emojis in chat, for just under £3, cheaper than a Mackie D's triple cheese brunch and more fulfilling too. In the LFIJ All-Stars tier, you get early access to videos, member shoutouts in videos, Japanese snacks, and a custom commissioned Christmas card with my handwritten personal message to you for under £9. And in the Emperor Endo tier, me love you long time. Jump on for a 15-minute chat whenever suits every month and let's collab on Liverpool. Up the Reds! All members get exclusive access to the LFIJ Lounge on Discord for that juicy and spicy banter in private, an exclusive member number and nickname that will go on your commission goodie, yours to keep forever. So what are you waiting for? Join the membership and be part of the best community worldwide.